Good morning, people. I'm out here in Shibuya, Tokyo, Japan. And I'm gonna be bringing y'all a shoulder workout out here in Tokyo. So if you love standalone shoulder workouts, or maybe you just wanna take some of these exercises, sprinkle it into your own workout program, then this is gonna be the video for you. And also, this isn't gonna be a normal video since I'm out here in Tokyo right now. I'm also gonna be bringing y'all on pretty much the first half of my day. We're gonna get some pre-workout, some post, and hopefully I can kind of show you guys around Tokyo, at least parts I'm gonna be in. So without further ado, let me find a gym that actually allows for recording, because as you may or may not know, Japan has pretty strict rules on privacy, and being Thai myself with a lot of tourists out in Thailand, I'm a firm believer that you should respect the customs of the country that you're gonna be visiting. With that said, we have 3 gyms I can record in. First one's called The Nude. It's in Ebisu and Dakanyama, so not too far. Second one's Wonderlife Gym, and third one is On's Gym. And I'm actually gonna provide a link to the original poster of this list. Thank you so much, this was super helpful. But I'm gonna keep it a secret on what gym I decide to go to. And without further ado, let's do some morning posing. All right, people, I'm on the streets of Shibuya right now. I'm on my way to get some pre-workout. Now, this isn't gonna be a conventional, healthy pre-workout meal that I would do because, well, I normally train fasted, but I figured if I'm out here, I might as well show you guys some food, and I got a really good recommendation from someone to check out this place in Dakanyama. So, right now I'm on my way to the station, gonna take transit, but before I go, let me show y'all the streets of Shibuya right now at around 9:30 a.m. I feel criminally underdressed, but hey, this is pretty much my uniform for the work I do. We're taking this T-wide line, that one right there. Oh, open every day. I think I came through the back entrance, but I found the place. Oh. All right, I found a place to pop you guys down. So, someone told me that the salted crusted melon pan here is amazing. So we're gonna be using it for our pre-workout. Now, is this particularly a nutritious pre-workout meal? No. But the evidence on pre-workout meals is pointing towards the fact that as long as you're getting something in your stomach and you're not hungry, that is probably gonna be the most important thing that a pre-workout meal needs to accomplish. And this makes sense because even fast digesting carbs are probably not even gonna be used during your workout, especially if you're literally having that workout very, very soon after, like I am. Without further ado, let me bite into this. I normally don't eat melon pan, but man, this is really good. Also, I got a little hot Americano accompanying my meal because it is literally 38 degrees out right now, Fahrenheit, which is a stark difference from Thailand, which was like 90. Dang, this is actually really good. Now, I've been drinking more coffee lately, especially over the past month when I was out here in Asia. And I feel like I actually see the effects that caffeine has on my workout performance, especially on my big lifts. Like my incline barbell bench press has been exploding. Not to be glamorizing caffeine usage or anything, but just an observation I've made. I still have yet to have taken pre-workout, like actual pre-workout supplement, because I don't know if I want to go that angle, but you know, if I'm getting like 100 milligrams caffeine from a cup of coffee in the morning, I see that as a pretty good alternative. Okay, I'm gonna kill this. Enjoy my Americano. Not walking to eat because that's something you should avoid out here. And I'll see you guys at the gym. All right, people, I think we made it to the gym, and I decided to go with The Nude. Is there a sign? Can you guys see it? Let's check it out. Since I'm a little strapped on time today, what I'm gonna be doing is a rest pause cluster set. So I'm taking like a 15-second rest right now after that first set of failure. And instead of doing like 2 or 3 normal sets, I'm gonna jump into a second set with roughly maybe 75% of the weight and do another set to failure in order to maximize the amount of effective reps I'm getting. So it's been over 15 seconds. Let me get the other weight. Here we go. Exercise 1 is done. All right, so when it comes to doing a shoulder workout, really it's 3 things, right? We're trying to train front delts, side delts, and the rear delts, 3 heads of the shoulders. Now in general, because the front delts are gonna be involved in a lot of pressing movements, I would recommend dedicating the least amount of specific volume to the front delts specifically. At a very general level, it's probably gonna be more overdeveloped and you're getting volumes elsewhere. And thus majority of the volume should be dedicated to more of the side and rear delts. That's where we're gonna be doing a rear delt exercise right now. Now, there's no cables at this gym, so I had to get a little crafty with this seated row machine. I'm actually gonna be using a V-bar as a grip, which works actually surprisingly well because it's almost like a cuff and handle 2-in-1. Only loading it might be a little bit of a problem as we're doing a 10-pound jump. But here we go. Let's get the other side now. I should take out my pump cover. We're gonna be going with that rest pause method like I mentioned earlier. So take this 1.25 kg plate, lower the weight a little bit, jump right into my next arm. Maybe I should use a 2.5 one. Where there's a will, there's a way, guys. Real quick, you might be wondering why I'm doing this Jeff Nippert style and facing sideways rather than actually facing like normal. Well, reason being is you can get a more length and resistance profile by being sideways like this. Regardless of whether the rear delts are a muscle that's gonna benefit from stretch-mediated hypertrophy or not, I know certainly a lot of people struggle with actually feeling it in the rear delts, usually because they're involving more of their traps doing the movement. The way you minimize that is by limiting the amount of scapular retraction you're getting, meaning you want to avoid, you do not want to do this, squeezing your shoulder blades back when you're doing the rear delt fly. And because the conventional way to do it is going to be more short and focused, meaning the hardest part's over here. If we think about when we tend to retract our scapula, it's going to be actually when our arms are out here in the more shortened position to go from here to here, you know what I mean? Instead of here to here as you're supposed to. So TLDR, a short and focused exercise is gonna make it easier for you to cheat, at least in the case of a rear delt pec deck fly. So we focus the movement on the more lengthened area where we're less likely to cheat. See, the hardest part of doing it this way is probably gonna be this initial portion with our arms all the way out here. There's no way you're really retracting your scapula here. At least it's much easier not to do that and actually bias the rear delts. But with that, we went through all 3 heads of the shoulders. You might be wondering, is the workout over now after 3 movements? Of course not. The next 2 exercises are gonna be focused on the side and rear delts specifically. No more volume for the front delts. Let's get into it. So back to side delts. What we're doing here is a chest-supported lateral raise. And as you saw at the end there,
I went into some lengthened partials after I hit failure with full range of motion as another intensity technique we can do outside the rest pause method. Now you might be wondering, is there a difference between doing a dumbbell lateral raise versus a cable lateral raise? Well, there is. See, with the cable lateral raise, what we were doing is biasing the lengthened part of the side delts, meaning the hardest part would have been down here with our arms beside our body. But with a dumbbell lateral raise, the hardest part is going to be when our arms are more shortened, all the way up here. And another fellow content creator that makes excellent content in my opinion, super underrated, Raiju, recently made a video on a really interesting topic comparing side delt growth on the cable lateral raise versus dumbbell lateral raise. What he found was both exercises showed a similar amount of muscle growth, but cable lateral raise group had more growth and more side delt growth on the distal portion of the side delt versus the dumbbell lateral raise group, which saw more side delt growth in a different part of the side delts. What this essentially tells you is if you're trying to optimize for muscle growth, at least for the side delts, you want to be doing a combination of both lengthen focus side delt exercises like the cable lateral raise, as well as shorten focus ones like this one we're doing right now. And what that also tells you, at least in the case for the side delts, a more lengthen focus exercises isn't automatically better than a more shorten focus ones. I think most people are going to find a cable lateral raise more comfortable than a dumbbell lateral raise, and it's much easier to cheat on a shorten focus exercise, but you shouldn't be automatically thinking lengthen focus is better than shorten focus. But anyways, enough yapping, on to the next exercise. The last exercise we're doing for the day is going to be a rear delt focused T-bar row. Now, as you saw earlier, I'm not taking the pronated grip I would take on a mid-back focus row because again, what we're trying to do is minimize the amount of scapular retraction that is squeezing the shoulder blades back as we can in order to bias the rear delts. I find if we are going to be doing a shortened focus exercise, it is easier to avoid that scapular retraction on a row movement pattern compared to a fly pattern, in my humble opinion. And ultimately the reason why I recommend taking this lower handle rather than the pronated grip one, and again, everything always comes back to minimizing that scapular retraction. Rowing in this movement pattern over here is going to make it easier for you to avoid that scapular retraction. You're going to find the movement is going to feel rather short, as in the range of motion really isn't that big. So just from here to here, but keep going with the exercise, and as you approach failure, you're going to find, okay, I understand now. So quickly, to summarize what we did today, started out with a front delt focus exercise, that is the dumbbell shoulder press. Then we moved on to some cable lateral raises to train the lengthened part of our side delt. Then we moved on to the rear delt, once again training the lengthened part by doing a unilateral rear delt hack tech fly. Fourth exercise, we jumped back into side delts, but this time a shortened focus exercise with the chest supported dumbbell lateral raise. Lastly, we finished off with another rear delt exercise, this time being a shortened focus one in the rear delt chest supported T-bar row. So that was a workout. I'm gonna get on to the rest of it and get some post-workout. All right, so just finished the workout. On my way to go back home, shower, and then we're gonna get some post because I'm not too hungry right now after the melon pong and Americano combo. In the meantime, I can take my time to decide what I'm actually gonna be eating. I have a couple things in mind. Luckily, it's pretty easy to find clean food out here, as well as something that's relatively high in protein. So I'm also gonna be keeping that surprise until we actually get there. Also, I think I'm gonna be walking back to the hotel. It's like a 30-minute walk, 2.1 kilometers, so it shouldn't be too bad. Kind of interesting, but Daikanyama kind of reminds me of San Francisco a little bit, with all the hills and kind of like these 3 to 6 story buildings, and just all like the greenery and how quiet it is. It's actually super cool to be out here. I really like this neighborhood. I heard there's good coffee shops too. All right, so I made it back to Shibuya. And I know y'all probably want me to do a 7-Eleven or a Family Mart run, so let's go in this Family Mart. All right, because I'm getting food elsewhere, this is gonna be the most boring Family Mart haul you guys will ever see. We're gonna grab some mineral water and some of this tea. Oh, perhaps it's my protein drink. Man, they need this in the States. I'm trying to figure out what flavor it is, but it's 15 grams of protein, I'm assuming. If anyone in my audience can translate this, that would be much appreciated. All right, that was a super nice walk. Probably because, you know, I've only been here for a day and everything looks very novel and fun. I see why people come here. It's such a vibe to walk around. Like, probably be averaging 20,000 steps out here. Oh, we made it. This is one of the nicer hotels I've stayed at, if not the nicest, because it also has like an aura to it. Like it's not just like very bland. It has this unique jazzy twist to it. It's almost like the W, but an IHG property, which is probably what they were going for. If you're wondering if I paid cash for this, of course not, because it's quite pricey. Instead, I used my free nights from racking up points. We made it back. Oh. All right, people, made it back to the hotel. Are you guys ready for this outfit change? I know y'all pretty much only see me in gym clothes, albeit in some really nice gym clothes. That is my clothing sponsor, Able. Use code PATH for extra 10% off. I pretty much have been living in this oversized hoodie. But in Japan, everyone's pretty well dressed. If you're curious what I normally wear, watch this. Chef Capybara, are you ready? Yeah, I know you're ready. Damn, Tyler, looking all nonchalant and shit. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get some post-workout. I think I decided on what place to go that is not super basic like chicken breast or something like that. So I'll see y'all there. All right, we're walking to a place and it is actually super close to my hotel. It is one of these places. Let me try to figure that out. It's this one. So it basically sells a bunch of grilled fish, which is gonna be perfect for my pescatarian day. Gotta go downstairs. All right, so it's actually a really interesting experience because you can't wear shoes in here. So they gave me a lock, put my shoes in. I think I'm gonna go with some sort of fish. I'm kind of starving, so I might just get the biggest one, the biggest looking one. So I'll show y'all what I end up getting. Out of these, which one would you recommend?
Recommend? This is sweet. This the same, this only sweet?
Okay, I'll get this one then.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So I think I ordered a miso grilled fish. We shall see. Probably gonna be like a miso mayonnaise based one, which I've actually had before. So let's see how it is here. All right, people, it has arrived. Let me show y'all. So I believe we have some sort of miso fish, a soup, daikon rash, and some accompaniments with rice. All right, people, let's try this. I can't figure out how to make the DJI camera actually focus on the food, so you guys are just gonna see my face while I eat this. Without further ado, itadakimasu. Soup's good. I don't know where to start with the fish, man. Some rice. Oh. Everything tastes so homey. In Thai, another way to say the food tastes good without actually saying it tastes good is a lot of people like to say "มันไม่เลี่ยน," which basically translates to the food's not like super greasy or oily, which is generally considered a good thing. And I like this because it's also ไม่เลี่ยน like. Look at that. Let's get some radish on it. It's good. Well, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my meal. Thank you guys so much for watching this full shoulder workout here in Tokyo. I hope you guys enjoyed this more vloggy style type video. I'm gonna be back on stage soon, so we're gonna be back to the informative fitness content. So stay tuned for that. See y'all in the next one. Peace.